Hello everybody, welcome to my channel Adargyo Official. Today we are again going to discuss about the economics, that is about the microeconomics. At the last previous video I have said about the different definitions which are considered as the landmark definition, that many definitions were there but still these four definitions which made the change of the economic thought. So here in the first definition I told about the wealth definition given by Adam Smith, who is considered as father of economics, and he wrote the book in 1776, that is An Inquiry about the Wealth of a Nation. And also I said about that this is the first book on the planet. But there is another fact about that, that is before him, it's long back, one Indian also wrote a book on economics. And I think all of you got the name Chanakya, and his another name is Kautilya. Chanakya or Kautilya, he was the professor of Nalanda University, and he was the prime minister of our great king Chandragupta Maurya, who is the grandfather of King Ashoka. So that book Chanakya wrote in Sanskrit language, and all of you know Sanskrit is the father of all Indian languages. And everybody must know about the Sanskrit. But problem is that the present generation, even generation earlier to our, then also previous generations, we have less awareness about the Sanskrit language. So that is why, as we cannot speak it ourselves, as we don't understand it ourselves, how can we put it to the world and can say that yes, we have the book and that is the first book. But Adam Smith, he was British. He wrote the book in English language, and all of you know that there was a time after Industrial Revolution, the entire world was under the occupation of British rule, and that is why the language of English spread across the globe. Even today, standing here, I am also speaking in English in front of you, being an Indian. So, thing is that as Adam Smith wrote it in English, and he eventually got the recognition as father of economics. And of course, the books which is written by Chanakya, that is now got translated into many languages in the world, and many of the countries has been following. That is a priceless heritage for us. Okay, coming back to the definition. The definition, that is welfare definition by Alfred Marshall, that also we talked in the previous video. There also I said about that. As Adam Smith said that study about the wealth of nation is economics, Albert Marshall added something new, and he said that okay, we should study the wealth about the nation, and accordingly utilizing those materialistic wealth for welfare of the people and study about, that is called economics. Next, another definition that is introduced by, and remember one thing, in the previous video I also said that these are the definitions which continuously come, but there is a huge time gap. Well, after well definition, it took there about 100 years, because Adam Smith was a classical economist, and Alfred Marshall is also in between the classical and neoclassical. In between there is 100 years of gap. Again, in between the Alfred Marshall and Leonard Robbins, there is 50 or 60 and about years gap. So, what Lionel Robbins said? Robbins said that economics is a subject matter which studies about the human behavior of the relationship between and scarce means, and the mean has alternative uses. Here you see, it is the subject matter which studies about the human behavior of the relationship between and scarce mean, and this mean has alternative uses. Now the main point is here, and scarce mean, which has alternative uses. This thing. What is it? that and scarcity. What is and mean here? And means, I can give you an example. Suppose we earn money. The question is that we earn money, but we don't eat money. Do we? No, no. So we earn money, we don't eat money, but we earn money to buy the goods which we eat, buy the clothes which we wear, to buy the laptop, to buy the mobile, to buy the shoes, to buy many things. But those are our end. Means food is our end target, and money is the mean. So end means the commodity that we buy, mean means through which we buy. So he said and scarce mean. He said in a particular period of time, the mean, or in simple language you can say money. It is limited. For a certain period of time, whatever rich you are, or poor too, that is also limited. If you are so rich, but still the amount of money for a certain period of time is limited, scarce. We can discuss it with an example. Suppose you have 30 lakhs of rupees. 30 lakhs of rupees in your hand. 30 lakhs of rupees in your hand. Now, you have four alternative options. Either you can buy a house, or you can invest, or you can buy a car, or you can go for holiday tour to Europe. Four alternatives in front of you with this 30 lakhs of rupees. You can buy a house, or you can invest, or you can buy a car, or you can go for holiday tour. Now, if I ask which one you will prefer, many of you will give many answers. Someone will say, okay, I will buy a house. Someone will say, okay, I will buy a car. Someone will say, okay, I will invest. Someone will say, I will go for holiday tours. Everybody's priority preference will be different according to their need. Because out of these four alternative options, you will choose one which will be best for you. Now, thinking about that and making, there is in mathematics, there is saying a permutation and combination. While you make this permutation or combination of your money and choice, one thing will come out that will decide, and that will give the maximum satisfaction. What Robbins said, what Lionel Robbins, it is Lionel Robbins, not Lionel Messi. Many of you are very football freak, you must say that is Lionel Robbins. So, Lionel Robbins said that thinking about that out of this alternative with this limited resource is called economics. And later on, we are coming with the last definition, that is growth definition by Paul Samuelson. Paul A. Samuelson actually. Okay, Paul Samuelson. He is the most modern economist. He was the professor of economics there in MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology in New York. So Paul Samuelson, he is saying, okay, economics which studies about the limited resource and its utilization to get the maximum output, as well as to study about the growth of resources over time. He added this growth, and it becomes very essential for present day. So that is what this definition is considered as growth definition. Now, one thing for your information, I am saying that economics is a very dynamic subject. It keeps changes with the time, with the situation, with the circumstances, because many circumstances might occur in many times, and accordingly the economic policies theories also get changed. If you see all these four definitions, as I said to you in my previous class, that there are thousands of definitions given by thousands of economists, but out of those thousands or millions of definitions, these four definitions which changes the economic thinking. As a Badhana, you can see in science, Sir Isaac Newton. Before Sir Isaac Newton, there was many scientists. Of course, Galileo and all people said there. But Sir Isaac Newton changes the scientific thinking with his three law of motion. Okay, again, after Sir Isaac Newton, then comes Albert Einstein. Now, Sir Isaac Newton and Albert Einstein, in between there is a huge gap. Many scientists were there, but still Albert Einstein is respected more. Why? Because he changed the scientific thinking. Again, after Albert Einstein, Stephen Hawking. Now see, Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking, in between many scientists are there. They had immense contribution. Immense, what I can say. Those people contributed a lot to the scientific, but still why Stephen Hawking? Because again Stephen Hawking changed the scientific temperament and thinking. You can consider that example with this, because all this definition make changes to the economic thinking. Now, how it gives changes? Just I am giving you the relativity. The wealth definition. It is the time of the 17th century, 18th century. During that time, there was, I said in my previous class, there was the country which are majority of them monarch or dictator, less of them were in democratic, less of them were republic. Now, because of the monarchy and all this, only the state authority talked about the in external security, judiciary, as well as internal law and order system. There was a hardly less welfare, because at that time wealth was available. Even problems were less. You see, there was a huge, if you want to eat fish, a lot of fish are there in the water. If you want to eat meat, the deer is running in front of your house, you just kill and eat. Nobody is there to, obstruct you. All these things were available. So that just study about the wealth. And later on, there comes the welfare definition, Albert Marshall. Because with the process of time, when the new systems of the government, new system of the nation that came into existence, in this new system, always we talk about the welfare. Because this democracy always talk about the welfare, because until and unless they do the welfare activities to the people, then no welfare means next election that government will not able to win. So to come back to the power, they have to do the welfare activity. So while you do the welfare activity, then you have to know about everything, what are the resources the country have and how to utilize to make welfare of the people. Next, we are coming to the another definition discussion. It's long after. Now, see, with the passage of time, the things, the resources on our planet is getting reduced and limited. So when things become limited and resource, then we can use the word scarcity, and that is why the scarcity definition is given by Robbins. Because now you have to make the choice. It is here in this position. It is not like the wealth definition that wealth is available. You just utilize whatever you want. But here you have to be very particular while choosing your wealth in which use. Means what to buy, where to spend, what to produce. That kind of limitation came into existence. Now, after that, long after that, again another definition is given by Samuelson. Now, there are big challenges. During the period of Leonard Robbins, okay, things were limited. But now, during the period of Paul Samuelson, things got extinct. Now, many things got extinct. Now, problem arises. Because as a lot of non-renewable resources we are consuming, those things will never regain. You see, the fossil fuels like petrol, diesel, like coal, all these got deposited underground with millions of years back, and it takes millions of years to convert all these fossils into fuel. So now, immediately, when all things will get extinct, it is not possible to regain immediately. Now, question arises there: how to protect, how to make the growth of resources? Even you see, now we are facing a bit of challenges. Very soon there might be a challenge. What challenge? See, now you can go out and breathe everywhere very nicely. Very nice breathe, because oxygen is there, the ratio of oxygen is there, good. Even many places, our big city like Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta, they are now facing a problem of less oxygen ratio in the air. So it is a big question. Now here, there might be a time that when you come out from the home, you have to wear a oxygen mask. Now you need not, but there might be if we don't protect this environment, if we don't let the planet to grow more oxygen, and that is why the paradigm, that is why the study of economics, and that is why the definition of economics also will change. That is, again, finally I am telling you that economics is a dynamic subject. It keeps changes with the time, situation, circumstances. So this was about all the definitions. Because before going deep into one by one topic, we must know about the definitions, what economics exactly mean. So now we are coming to the category, that is economic theories. Economic theories. Economic theories. Economic theories. Here also, millions, thousands of theories are there. All the theories are categorized into two main groups. Okay. Number one, that is microeconomics. And number two, that is macroeconomics. This two means entire economic study is first broadly divided into these two parts. One is microeconomics and is macroeconomics. Now in this microeconomics, actually this microeconomics, it is adopted from that instrument, microscope. Many of you got in your class 10 science that microscope is instrument, where what we used to do, we used to put very tiny small thing under that lens to observe that thing. Means that's so tiny that we cannot see naked eyes. Because of that, we used to put under the lens and we observe it. Here also, this microeconomics also try to put some small issues, very small issues to analyze, not the big issues. That is why it is considered as microeconomics. It is that branch of economics which studies economics in individual manner, single, individual manner, very individual, small issues, and it is highly related with the price. And another name of this microeconomics is called theory of price, or you can say it is price theory or theory of price. Theory of price. That is theory of price. Here, if I give an example, then it will be clear. Number one example is that individual demand means demand of a person, individual supply, or demand or supply of a company, even income and expenditure of a family, or income and expenditure of a company or a groups of companies. All these are the part of microeconomics. And again come to the macroeconomics. So macro, it is a Latin word which means large. So in macroeconomics, it studies the economy as a whole. Now, how this macroeconomy came into existence, separately we will discuss in the separate video, because macroeconomics had a good history and a very beautiful story too. That is from 1929. We will discuss it later. But let's know about the macroeconomics. Macroeconomics is that branch of economics which studies economy as a whole. Again, I will give you an example. Say national income. In microeconomics, you got individual income. Here you will get national income. In microeconomics, the definitions they are also, in example, there also you got it is a individual demand and supply. But in macroeconomics, it will be aggregate demand and aggregate supply. In macroeconomics, another example, say inflation, general employment level, general price level. All these are part of the macroeconomics, because national income, it is not the income of a person. National income is the income of the whole country from different sectors, every sector. It might be government, it might be private. Now, in inflation, I think all of you know, you heard, it is commonly pronounced called inflation. Inflation means sudden rise in the price. Now, what is inflation? I will make a separate video over it. Very nicely, very beautiful, interesting video. I will make it for inflation. But here, just coming to the gist as an example of macroeconomics, means when price rises, price doesn't rise in a particular place. When price rises, it spread across a certain area, say country. Suppose the price of the commodity in Delhi got rise very high, but in other part of the country is less. Now, if the price is less there in Chennai or Bangalore, then people will buy good from Chennai or Bangalore or from Calcutta, not from Delhi. Now, when people will rush to Chennai, Bangalore or Calcutta, then there also price will go up because people will demand more. So this is another thing, and that is why it will spread like pouring the water in up and down, and it will make an equal space. The price is like that. So it is a bigger concept. National income that we talked about, general employment level of the country. It cannot happen that in some places there is a very high employment and some places there is very unemployment. Because when there is a high employment, when there is less means high unemployment, people will move from those places of unemployment to the place where there is a high employment, and accordingly it will make the balance. So it is a broader and big concept. Okay, so now just in the conclusion, I am just telling one thing, just asking one question, that whether the income and expenditure of Reliance Industries will be microeconomics or macroeconomics. Again I repeat, the income and expenditure of Reliance Industries, remember Reliance Industries, it has a lot of business, will it be microeconomics or macroeconomics? So dear student friends, please give the answer in the comment box. I am waiting for get your response. Okay, for today I am concluding. In the next video we will discuss about a very interesting topic, that is demand. Thank you.